Okay. I never know if it's an old wives' tale or not, but there seems to be some truth. And when the wind is blowing hard enough that you see the underside of the leaves, there's probably rain going to come. And there is rain in the forecast. Since my slicker is in the car, it stands to reason that I'll get rained on. Not that it has made me go back to my car to get my slicker, but still. So this man served in the U.S. Army in Korea, May 11, 1930 to May 13, 1994. Well, he certainly made his birthday. So, always glad of that. And then over here, you know, Sullivan. 2016 is the newest burial on that one. And wow, look at these flowers. Oh, I see artificial flowers. You're not supposed to do that, as I understand it, but who am I to say? But look at these beautiful flowers. Someone definitely cares about this person's grave. So we have someone who died in 77. Oh, and Ethel T is still listed as alive. I wonder if she comes out to tend her husband's grave. And because he was a veteran, William Joseph Sullivan, U.S. Coast Guard, World War II, 1916, 1977. This is certainly an old one. Wow. 1823, 1908. John J. Nixon. His wife, Sarah Ann, 1832, and she has no end date on hers. What does this say? Demute. H. Demute. Before we know it, the roots of this tree are going to uproot that. Ooh, that sky is looking gray. Well, I have close friends who tell me I should not melt. What? I'm not sweet enough? What the heck? Austin E. Gloyd, beloved husband, father, and friend. 1936 to 1987. And Kathleen C. Gloyd Billings, 1941 to 2016. She walks in beauty in my heart forever. Lefebvre, Rita S. and Arthur L. A just man. I do wonder sometimes why people get, some people get those kinds of quotations on their headstones. What did they do? Was it their job? Was it their behavior? Was it a combination? I don't know. Here's another military man. Foster D. Dominque, Demink. Private first class, U.S. Army, Korea, October 15, 1929 to January 25, 1995. Oops. This is standard issue military, this kind of headstone. I did a video on, it's called the Soldier's Lot, which I recorded in Greenmount Cemetery in Montpelier, Vermont, maintained by the federal government as opposed to the cemetery. And that area was always had the grass cut, always, even if the rest of the cemetery looked like it had been forgotten. Which it's been mowed since. Yay. Our loving sister, Marie Blair Garvey, 1942 to 1985. Pretty young to die, 42 or 43. Lita E. Johnson, 21 to 79. That's 19 on both ends. Ernest V. Bewley, Vermont. Private U.S. Army, World War I. April 27, 1897 to October 7, 1967. Wow, 90. Not 90, excuse me, 70. I'll work on my math skills. Wow, look at the plants over here. Larry Huntley, 1955 to December 04. But look at these plants. Aren't they something else? I mean, I don't know if these are weeds or not, but they're lovely to look at. Oop, sunshine again. Good sign. Desautels, Evelyn Jacques, and Robert Lewis. Ooh, another baby. See, a frost heave has been doing its work. And that's what's hard about being in Vermont with the frost heaves and all that. And some cemeteries just go to pot, so to speak. Gamelin or Gamelin. Not entirely certain how to pronounce that last name. Let's see. Now here's an older name, Josephat. Wow. That's just not something you see anymore. We see he was born in 1906 and died in 1975. Josephat A. Sequin. This gentleman is apparently still alive. I love these headstones with these decorations etched in. I saw quite a few at Resurrection Park. Shared them with you as well, so you can certainly look at that video to see what I'm talking about. Two flags, two veterans. I do not see a marker though. And look at that greenery. Look at that flowering bush right there. Wow. Here's another military one. These bronze plaques are also standard military, by the way. Provided free of charge, as I understand it, to veterans. BM3 U.S. Navy, Master Sergeant U.S. Air Force, World War II, 1926. Oops, what is this? January 8, 1926 to April 25, 2007. Now there is a standard issue headstone right here. Daniel Martello, Corporal, U.S. Army, Korea, October 29, 1929 to March 10, 2008. Lavelle Tiny Martello, September 27, 1939. That person may not have died yet. There's one over here I really wanted to take a look-see at. Ooh, and I'm on roadway. Yay! But to be honest, you have to be careful on roadway as well. They can be pitted and pretty nasty, particularly in these humps in the center. I was driving in Greenmount Cemetery in Burlington, Vermont, and this berm in the center, whew, my car did not like it. The trailer hitch just dug right into it. Not good. So Robert Sequin is buried right there, and his military marker is right here. Sergeant U.S. Army, World War II, 1929 to 1999. But I wanted to come look at this one back here. Robert, keep the faith. July 16, 1955. So Ernest R. Robert, 32 to 95, and Jacqueline A. Atwood, January 4, 1935, and apparently she is still with us. But isn't that a lovely marker? With this, I wonder if that's their house or their camp. Really interesting stuff. On this one's in color. Don't see these very often. Oh, my shadow. Ernest Roger Robert, CW3, U.S. Army, Korea, Vietnam, May 21, 1932 to August 4, 1995. This gentleman was in the U.S. Army. Does it say his rank? Master Sergeant. Korea. Till the end of time. You see that on the very bottom of the headstone? Right here? And then you can see maybe some animals digging down here, which means we can see the lower part of the headstone, the base. See, this is the base, and this is the lower part that's in the ground to help give it stability whilst it's in the ground. Now, I do have a couple, well, more than a couple, but I have a couple specifically that show the underside of the base, which normally we do not see. Let's see. Oh, another child. Elizabeth Ann Fitzgerald, August 22 to September 2, 1982. I'm sorry to the parents. Sometimes in the back of these headstones there's something written. Grieve not, we are with the risen Lord. To live in hearts we live behind, to live in hearts we leave behind is not to die. And this one He achieved success here because he lived well, laughed often, and loved much. We will forever miss you. These are on top of the headstone, Grand Canyon 2021, and another one from Grand Canyon 21, Love You, from Hannah. I'm sorry for their loss. Look at that beautiful, beautiful flowering plant right there. Wow. And this man's name was Bruce S. LaPointe. A lot of LaPointes here. This is at least I think this is at least the third LaPointe I've seen. And here is 4, and here is 5. And then, of course, we have a flag right here as well. I love to see a flag in a cemetery. Particularly when there's so many veterans buried nearby. I mean, all these flags. Look at all these flags. Oh, I missed the headstone I wanted to see. I generally think if I want to see it, you do too. So, the family name is Hunt. Beloved son, Thomas Allen Hunt, 1952-1999. Be kind to one another, tender-hearted and forgiving, as he that cannot forgive others breaks the bridge over which he himself must pass. Wow. It doesn't say where that's quoted from. Another LaPointe. And look at this, isn't this beautiful? It's just, I love the carvings on it. And another veteran here, U.S. Navy, GGM2, World War II in Korea, 1919 to 2012. Wow. And let me step back far enough so I can get a picture of the entire monument. There we go. All right. Let's keep going. Although I'm going to take a break. I'll be right back. Alrighty. I'm actually going to drive a little farther down here, see if there's how far the graves go back. And I figure we can take a nice slow drive to see the rest of this cemetery. There we go. Back on the roadway. Yay. We covered all of this other side, and it always makes me nervous, when I see things like this, right? Things like this, these trees right here, they are going to uproot the headstones at some point. I mean, they're lovely, but just makes me a little nervous. And how do you feel about them? Oh, now I know where I'm heading. This is as far back as it goes because this turn here will lead me to the other roadway, which will lead out of the cemetery. I'll have to come back another day to finish this place, but it's not very big, as we can see, which is fantastic, and but it's lovely. It does look like it could have a few more plots, and let's drive around and we'll take a look-see. Let me just pause this a moment. I saw this and thought you'd be interested in seeing this as well. I see these in a variety of Catholic cemeteries. Makes sense. And then down here, though, this I've not seen before. Dedicated to the memory of George Zoom LaPointe, 1918-1994. I like that. And then as we look up, you can see the detail in the toes with the toenails and all that. I just find that interesting. Go figure. All right, so this concludes my walking tour of the St. Stephen Parish Cemetery, St. Stephen Cemetery in Winooski, Vermont. And I hope you enjoyed today's stroll. We met some interesting people, certainly. Always. So until the next one, you have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye.